Hey everyone, I am Sean Bui's brother, and for those of you who don't know him, he is the CEO of F.Learning Studio, but for the time being, he's stuck at home with his wife in the quarantine, so I'm here to make sure that the company doesn't go bankrupt. Now, due to the situation, I'm sure you as teachers and your students are all taking part in online classes, and that leads to a lot of problems. Like first of all, technical issues, the Wi-Fi dying, laptop lagging, audio and visual quality being cancerous. Everyone is just like Adele, starting the conversation off with, "Hello, can you hear me?" Secondly, lack of supervision and engagement. Teachers are unable to pay attention to every single student. Normally in a class, they can just scan the classroom and they will know who is sleeping or eating something, but now they can't. It's impossible. And in some online classes, students don't even have to turn their webcams on at all. So the teachers are like absolutely unable to check on what their students are doing. And thirdly, it's harder to speak up and voice opinions. No one knows where the sound is coming from. Everyone is going to be like, wait, who just said that? Who? The whole class turns into a cage of owls. Fourth, tuition being questioned. No one wants to pay thousands and thousands of dollars just to sit in front of a laptop screen looking at 100 avatars. And I'm not even talking about the waste of infrastructure cost, which is a lot. So if you're a teacher and wants to improve your lecture quality, this video is for you. So today I will show you how to turn your slides into a piece of art that your students are going to want to look at and give them motivation to study. Now, there are a few options for how to turn your slides into animation, like Movely, Beyond, Powtoon, VideoScribe, etc. And I will leave the links to them in the description. But having the tools just isn't enough yet. You have to know how to use them. And today I'll show you 4 essential steps to turn your slides into animation. Number 1, prepare a nicer slideshow. Good animation is to be built on a strong base of visual and content. I'm sure you have made tens and thousands of slides during your career as a teacher, but a slideshow that's to be turned into animation needs to tick more boxes than a regular one. And here are a few checkboxes for a slideshow that is animation worthy. Good layout. It has to have consistent alignment and spacing. If you're a beginner, you might want to consider using layout templates from Google Slides, PowerPoints, and I suggest using Slido for a more diverse option. Bullet points. Make sure you put emphasis on the key points. Make them bold, make them big. They have to stand out. Create a visible difference between headings and paragraphs. Consistent fonts. Here's a rule of thumb. Don't use more than 2 fonts in one page. Depending on your content, either 1 or 2 fonts is enough, but 3 or more is going to be very distracting to your students, so don't. Keep it to the point. What's the point of using slides if you're going to copy the whole textbook on it? Don't use too much text and avoid the jargon if you can. Color. Your slideshow can be as colorful as you want it to be, but it should stick to one consistent scheme. If you're in doubt, I suggest using black text on a white background. You can never go wrong with it. Step number 2, get animated with free tools. If you're a beginner and you don't intend to be too fancy, I suggest you stay away from industrial software like Adobe Premiere or After Effects or Camtasia. They're costly, they're complicated, and of course they are meant for professionals. So now you have 2 options. You can import an already made presentation into a free tool, or you can start from scratch with an online tool. If you choose option 1, go with Powtoon. All you have to do is sign up, import, wait for it to convert, and download. The product video will come with a short introduction of Powtoon at the beginning of the video, but you can totally edit that part out with anything like iMovie, Windows Movie Maker, or if you prefer an online tool, go for Video Cutter. If you want to start from scratch, you'll be limited to a handful of templates. Unless you want more, then you can pay for a premium upgrade. But if you're just starting, you can experiment first and find out which version is for you. During the quarantine, I'm sure a lot of you have turned to housework because you're bored, and I'm not an exception myself. So I've been reading about a cleaning master. Her name is Kondo Maris, or Komari for short. She's a Japanese, and you know how tidy Japanese are. Anyway, let's make a presentation about her, shall we? The first thing we need is a script, and I already got mine, so I'm just gonna use it, but you can use anything you want. There are 3 types of animations, and I'm gonna walk you through 3 tools, and you can choose for yourself which animation style suits you the best. Disclaimer, because these tools are free, your animation will have a watermark on it. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, but if it bothers you, you can pay for a premium upgrade so you can get rid of it. Now, Number 1, 3D quick animation. For this, you can use Render Forest. It's fast and the result is amazing. What you need to do is go to the 3D explainer video, click on create now, add your script, choose your character and scenes, and wait for the magic to happen. And here's a sneak peek of what the results will look like. If 3D isn't for you, try Powtoon for a 2D animation. It's super customizable, maybe like 5 times as much as the others. And what you want to do is go to the explainer video section, choose a template that fits your story best, and drag drop and pick whatever you prefer. It's very intuitive and it looks just like Microsoft PowerPoint. And here's what the result looks like. And if you prefer whiteboard animation, you have to use Movely. It's trusted by many because it's simple and customizable. And if you're already somewhat familiar with Premiere Pro, you'll be the master at this. Just click drag drop and feel free to experiment, and voila, you have a top tier animation. Step number 3, record your own video. Now this is actually optional, but if you can do it, your presentation is going to be a lot better and your students are going to like it a lot more because it's more personal and more tailored. So in a way, you are building rapport with your students and get more engagement out of them. So what do you need if you want to film a video of yourself? Number 1, a decent filming environment with good lighting and not too much noise. Number 2, a camera, of course, or a phone if you don't have the equipment. Number 3, a tripod would look a bit more professional, but you can use anything you want. Or if you want to hold it with your hand, it's okay. It's gonna give off a fun vibe and you have to make your choice now. Number 4, be enthusiastic, be fervent, be alive. You're a storyteller now. Pay attention to the atmosphere that you want to create. Step number 4, rendering. When you have the necessary animation and footages you need, it's time to merge them all into one video. There are a lot of tools that you can use to do this, like iMovie if you're on a Mac, or Windows Movie Maker if you have a PC, or Clidio if you want an online tool. And voila, you're set! Everything is done. Now before I wrap things up, I just want to clarify that yes, I know these online tools have their shortcomings, but that's the price you gotta pay if you don't want to pay any price. But nonetheless, the process of making your own animation is fun, isn't it? And I think the results aren't too shabby, and on the other hand, they are pretty satisfactory. But if you are on a bigger scale, like organizational or institutional, I suggest starting with a premium paid plan or hire a professional animation service like us. F.Learning Studio is eager to offer you the best educational animation, and we have a team full of professionals and specialists at your service. Thank you for watching and see you next time.